and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca and it is time to get another section done on my 192 colour painting of Walking in the Rain. We are getting there. I definitely feel like this is slowed down, which of course it has, because I don't work on this one off camera unless I'm in between paintings, and I've not been in between paintings for a bit because yeah, I'm on a large painting, so it's definitely keeping me busier, but I am thoroughly enjoying it, and it's just keeping the anticipation level up a little bit before this one gets its finale. So I'm going to start with my tray, which has all the symbols. I changed this part way through doing this painting, and it now contains all the symbols that are blue, red and yellow. And it's just the symbols that are blue, red or yellow, not the actual colouring, not the background colouring. It's the colouring of the actual symbols. And I do find that this makes it quite a bit easier, in my opinion anyway, to sort of pick out those symbols, because a lot of them jump out at me anyway. Especially these darker ones, as you can see up here, these darker yellow ones are very good at sort of jumping out at you as in needing doing. So it's nice to have them all together and sort of do those first. I have a lot of this red yellow symbol still to do as well. I'm now currently, oh, I do need another one of those. I am currently just doing all the others out of this tray before I do that red, starting with the ones that are a lot darker and a lot more prominent. A lot of single bits going on over here. Oh, and I pulled a trill out thinking it just needed turning over, but no, it was half a drill. I don't want any half a drills in here, please. Please and thank you. Looks like I'm also getting to part of the painting that's potentially going to have more of the darker colours, like 310 and stuff. So if that continues further down, which it does, I think I might have to get out my light pad next time. Because the light pad definitely makes these darker symbols a whole lot easier. I haven't actually had it out for the last few sections that I've done, because I've been working on all this bright stuff. All the bright stuff. I don't need it for the bright stuff. Right, where is that one? I'm not seeing that symbol. I have my reds in here, and I only have 4 red colours. I have the Z, which I'm about to do, an up symbol, and then actually 2 arrow symbols. So let me do that Z, because I have that one. Have I managed to leave a red symbol in one of my other trays? So these are my other trays. So this symbol is, that's, oh yeah, I have 472. I've managed to leave, if we have a look, I've just realised I'm not in camera. If I move this up, these are my black symbols. I've managed to leave a red symbol in there. So let's take that bad boy out and let's put that in here with my red symbols, and I'll just switch it for an empty one. I thought I had a symbol then that I didn't have, or was a misprint. And nope, user error. Okay, that's all fixed. That must be, that's probably the first time in quite a while I've actually needed that symbol. But anyway, it's all fixed now. So anybody that is using my pictures that I put up in the Facebook group of how I've organised my symbols as a reference, do take that one out. That one's not relevant. Okay, let's get to my big block of yellow. Get this one in my tray. So this is the new striped tray that launches tomorrow at 9 p.m. I'm liking the vivid white lines, I know that much. But yeah, I hope everybody has had an amazing week. It's been a bank holiday weekend here. It's actually been a nice one. There was forecast rain quite early on in the week, but it actually turned out to be pretty much quite nice and bright for pretty much the whole bank holiday weekend, which was an unexpected surprise. It altered to nicer weather as we got closer instead of horrible weather as we got closer. So Saturday, me and hubby went out for lunch, and then I had my eyebrows and nails appointment. Very glad. Do not like it waiting 4 weeks between nails, I will tell you that much. It was not nice. It's a new nail technician that we started seeing, and she puts sort of the builder gel nail stuff. She always starts with sort of the nice one and the softest one, the least hard wearing one, until she gets to know us and our nails. And yeah, both me and Karis definitely went up a level on the nail polish thing, because our nails did not stand up to it. So anyway, I'm really happy that my nails are done. Then we went and spent a few hours with brother-in-law and sister-in-law. Went to spend a bit of time with them. On Sunday we did a couple of jobs around the house, and had a visit from a different brother-in-law and sister-in-law. So yeah, so that was nice. Played some cards with the kids in the evening. And then today is actually Bank Holiday Monday. I don't normally film on sort of the time off, but I need to take a day this week sort of doing household stuff. So because I have an appointment on Wednesday that I need to go to, I'm like, I'm just going to go and film my WIP and Waffle, because then I won't panic about trying to get it filmed and edited and uploaded all in the right amount of time on Thursday. So I said to hubby, I'm just going to go and film my WIP and Waffle, and then I can chill about it. So we're having a pottering kind of day. Puttering, it's called in some other places, but I love a pottering kind of day. Hubby has just put 2 of my tray storage units on the wall this morning, because I do have a video lined up for next week to just show you my drafting table space and how I've sort of got things now, so that they're easy to grab and stuff. But I wanted 2 of my tray storage up on the wall, ideally before I filmed it, just because then it will be a little bit different to my craft room tour. Though there are some other things that I've sort of adjusted where I keep my on-hand tool bits and things like that. So yeah, he's put that tray storage up for me this morning. And Catherine's home. Catherine loves organising and sorting by colour. So she's had a grand old time sorting out some of my trays. I do actually have 4 tray storage units. 2 of them are now on the wall. I was thinking initially of having all 4 on the wall and having them above my drafting table. However, I'm a little legs. I have little legs. And if I'd have put 2 above the 2 that I've got, I wouldn't have been able to get my trays down from them. So that seems a little bit pointless, do you not think? So because of that, I've got 2 up on the wall and I've still got 2 on my bookcase. But I'm getting very, very close to filling them, which is maybe not good. Okay, so, oh, yeah. So, but they're looking very, very pretty. So stay tuned for my little overview of my drafting table area, and you can see how my daughter has designed those trays. Right, I've now just pulled out my other 2 trays that are now all black symbols, and because we've got a lot of confetti on this one and a lot of difference, I'm not going to try and work through one tray and then work through the other. I'm just going to pull them both out and I'm just going to work by symbol, because I think that will make it so much easier for me. So yeah, all in all, it's been a very nice bank holiday weekend. Hubby and I have actually just booked this weekend as well this morning. There's me thinking I hadn't got much done today. But you know, it's just all been little bits that don't take much time. But we've just booked a weekend break away at Center Parcs, which we've become very fond of recently. We just enjoy the sort of switching off, a bit more relaxed time. Hubby enjoys the steam and sauna rooms in the spa, and we just enjoy the quiet and the calm. So yeah, we've just booked a weekend for Center Parcs, but it's actually ended up being at the end of the month, because it's trying to fit in when the kids are home to have Luna, and it's the middle of Megan's half-term break. Most schools only have 1 week's half-term at this time of year, but Megan's has 2. Because they have a really, really short Easter. Like their Easter was not even 2 weeks, their Easter break. So yeah, we've booked in the middle of sort of her half term, so she can have Luna along with Caris, Catherine and Lewis, who will be there at the weekend. And yeah, we've sort of sneaked that in, and it was the best time to book in for somebody to watch Luna, but not necessarily the best time for YouTube, because it is June Waffle. Now, June Waffle is still going ahead, so do not worry at all. June Waffle is happening. It just means that the first few days of June Waffle I will record the week before we go. So they will still go up on each day, which also means that my Sunday WIP and waffles, I will be doing about an hour. I will probably split it to a section on my painting, and I will sort of go by time rather than getting through all the comments, because then the comments that I need to catch up on I can do at the beginning of my June Waffle. I can sort of, I use comments normally from both WIP and chats, and sort of catch them both up throughout the June Waffle. But it looks like this painting is getting to a confetti area, so I might end up getting through all the comments on a Thursday. But I'll be sort of doing about an hour, I say, there won't be any long Sunday WIP and waffles, and any sort of overrun of comments I will be able to read out during the WIP and waffle, during June Waffle. That's my plan. Okay, just checking I've got them all. Right, I want this O. I am planning, I think, on doing most of this yellow before I then move on to potential red bits. Just get some of this filled in. So anyway, comments that we do have. So these are all comments I read out from a Thursday WIP and Waffle. I tend to read them on a Thursday until I get to either my June or my December event, and then I combine them and then they get spread out again after the waffle times. But yeah, Deb, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she hopes me and the family are well. We are, thank you. We're having a pottering kind of day today. I think the girls are giving their bedroom a bit of a blitz. Catherine is working on a bit of uni work and has helped me with my trays. Hubby is trying to fix something on his computer. I'm not quite sure, it goes over my head. And my son is helping him with that. So yeah, we're all sort of busy doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that today, which is my kind of day. I love it when we're all sort of about and doing a bit of this and a bit of that and a bit of the other. Just throwing diamonds onto my canvas in any which way. She says she received the pick-up pen in the advent calendar. So that is the black one. Our black pick-up pen was an advent calendar gift for 2023. She says, and she absolutely loves it for her ABs. She says she's found that it's not working quite as well now because the tip seems a bit flat. She says, can you let me know how to bring it back to life? To a nice point, she says, without ruining it. She says, thank you for this WIP and chat. She says, have a wonderful day and enjoy the sunshine. Thank you. Yes, the sunshine has finally arrived in the UK. It keeps going away again for a bit, but in general, it's arrived. Yeah, for the wax tip, now there is a couple of things that are sort of suggestions that you can do. And I did actually try one the other night because this comment is sort of the first comment. It is actually, my eyes read it when I finished last week's WIP and Waffle. Before, once I said bye, I sort of like to read over the next couple of comments that are coming. And it was kind of handy that I did with this one because it is wax. So one thing you can do is sort of gently melt the wax, like with a flame, with a lighter or over a candle or something, to melt the wax and reshape it. So I actually tried it with mine. I don't know if it is actually this one. It is. So this one's pretty flat. It's getting pretty flat at the top. I definitely have some that are worse. I actually have a couple of black ones. This one is probably even flatter. And yeah, I did try it on one of these. It might have even been this one. I did sort of melt it and then sort of squish it with my hand into a bit more of a point. What I did find when I did that, now whether it is the oils from my skin as I'm sort of smoothing out the wax, or whether it's because the wax has been melted and then cooled again, while I did find it picks up ABs, I found it wasn't picking it up the best it could, as in as good as it was originally when I first got it. So I actually have a thought for doing it for my next one. So let me just grab my no lines tray. So my thought to actually do it is to treat it a bit like a carpenter's pencil, where they just sort of file it down. Now I'm doing, as you can probably see, tiny amounts here, and just sort of honing it down into a bit more of a point, like a pencil. I've probably got a little bit bigger with my bits now. Maybe I'm just not being quite as gentle. But yeah, I thought that may end up being a bit of a better way to do it. You could class it as maybe wasting more wax. So maybe try the melting it down first. It could be that my pen just still had some remnants of AB coating on it, so it wasn't picking it up as well. But either of those two things will get your pen back to more of a point for you to then be able to pick up the AB diamonds easier. So potentially give the, melting the wax a little bit and reshaping it a go first, because that's less wastage of wax. And if that works, you don't need to hold the flame on it for long at all. And I say it did work to a certain extent, but I did want to try the sort of fining down the edges, I say, like a carpenter would with a pencil, to get it to a point. And you could probably do that for quite a lot before you need to replace the tip. And we do sell the replacement tips if you ever need them. But yeah, just make sure, double check. We do have the screw tips for screwing in the pens are different to the other type of wax pen. So this one's really flat. I definitely need to do something with this one. But yeah, the tips that fit in these two pens are different for each pen. The screw sizes are different. So just make sure you're getting the right one. We only sell single tips on their own for this one. And then this one we sell as a bundle with a pen. It's white crystals, but the pen with replacement tips as a bundle. They're actually in our clearance section because that's how I found out they're different. We bought a load of replacement wax tips. We actually bought a load of them planning to put them in the Advent, because in the Advent you did get a pen in one days and 2 replacement wax tips in another day. The replacement wax tips that you got in the other day that are white do fit in that pen. So yeah, we bought a load of replacement wax tips for putting in the Advent, and then realised that they were not the same size. So because we then didn't put them in the Advent, it's not fair to give you a pen and then give you wax tips that don't fit it. We have done a bundle together, so yeah, do check your tips. But yeah, I reckon both of those things will let it last a lot longer until you need to replace it. I mean, I do have a lot of those pens floating about, so guaranteed my usage before I need to replace a tip is probably a lot longer, because I have so many. But I've not yet replaced one of my wax tips in any of my pens. I think I've got quite a bit more time to sort of file them down and heat them up and stuff. I've got quite a bit of time before I actually need to replace the whole pen tip. So I hope that helps. And I hope that actually made sense. But yeah, I did test the heating of it, and I personally wasn't as keen, but it really does depend on how long you want your wax tip to last. It's worth a try because, as I say, I don't know if it's any residue off my fingers. I only gave it a quick go. Maybe you'll have better luck with it than I did. But yeah, that'll help it last longer. Mary Louise, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she just wants to say thank you once again, she says, for the quick delivery to the hotel when they were on their city trip to London. So just to confirm, Marie did ask for her order. She asked if her order could be shipped to a post office in the UK for her to collect. And while post offices don't tend to offer that service, I think there are some instances that they do, but it's like not a widely used service. I did suggest she ask the hotel if it could be delivered to them for them to collect, and the hotel were perfectly fine with it, which I think is more of a common occurrence, is having stuff sent to your hotel. than to a post office. But she says she loves all the items she ordered, and they didn't have any problems crossing the border in Brussels, so she saved some money on her taxes, which is the aim of the game, is it not? Yeah, so we can ship to, you know, a UK address that you advise us of if need be. If you are like staying for a short trip in London or anywhere in the UK for that matter, and if you want to avoid any potential taxes, more so if you're visiting from Europe, then by all means, you know, check with your hotel and then get in touch with us, because we did converse with Marie to confirm what time she was coming, and we actually sent the order out the day before she was due in the UK, and it was actually there waiting for her when she checked in. So I don't think a hotel's going to want to hold on to your order for 2 weeks, but less than 24 hours, we're all good. If your trip's longer, we can always wait until you've landed in the country and then send it. It tends to be next day, but because their trip was just a few days, we wanted to make sure that it was there, and if there was any hiccups or anything, you know, anything up with the post, got delayed, traffic accident, anything like that, it would still have time to get to them. So I love it when a plan comes together. She says, you may not believe, she says, but the weather in London was better than the weather in Belgium at the moment. I think you obviously picked the best weekend to come then, because our weather has been up and down like a yo-yo. She says they only had a bit of rain when they were doing some serious shopping, so they missed it. She says the weather in Belgium has been very bad since September. They've had lots and lots of rain and it doesn't seem to stop, which primarily was ours before this last week, before last Thursday. We had rain pretty much every single day of the year, and more so in last year, but like we'd had some rain, even though we may have had some days where, you know, the weather was mild. It's been cold and it's rained at some point every day, but things are definitely improving over here at the moment. She says the weather watchers are saying that they won't get any heat waves this year because everything is so wet and cold. She said, so we'll have to wait and see. To be honest, after the miserable weather that we've had, I'm happy with the potential 22 degrees that we've had. That is a nice day for me. I do prefer it if there's a bit more of a breeze, but I will take, you know, I'll take no higher than 22 if they just lay off the rain for a bit. Because it's the rain that's just been driving me batty. Just far too flipping much of it is what there's been. Far too much rain for my liking. She says she hopes that she can come back to London towards the end of the year, and she hopes that me and the family have a wonderful year with lots of sunshine. She says, but not too hot. She says she doesn't like heat waves either. Yes, we like warm rather than hot. She says lots of love, Mary Louise from Belgium. Well, thank you, Marie Louise. What a lovely comment, and I'm so glad that we could work together to get you some goodies without the extra taxes, which we have to pay them as well, to be fair, for most stuff. A lot of stuff now, it actually gets paid as we purchase it, which means there's not even a chance it can slip by the customs. We have to pay it up front since we've exited the EU. But anyway, yeah, taxes, I suppose it's just a way of life for many of us. Take the pluses and the minuses. Elizabeth, oh, wrong question, wrong WIP and chat. I'll read yours, Elizabeth, on Sunday. Cat Lady, she says, hi, Rebecca. She says she was going to start a new diamond painting this week. But she's had a neighbour ask for a custom to be made. So she's working on a custom make. So she's working on a crocheted summer top for a 4-month baby. She likes to help her neighbours when she can. She says so she'll start a new diamond painting over the weekend. She dried all her washing on Monday, the 2nd of May. She said it was warm and breezy at last. She said perfect drying weather. It has been really nice. I found the bottom of all of my washing baskets the other day. It then was a couple of days where it was a bit rainy, so they have built up again. Plus Catherine came home from uni for the weekend, so that involved 3 loads of washing she brought with her. So I am in effect behind again, but it's supposed to be mild all week here. Or most of the week here, so I'm not too fussed. I like to do 2 loads, get my lines, get them out on the line. That sort of fills up both my washing lines that stretch across the garden, and then I just ignore them until about 4 o'clock and bring them in. Weather's not quite been at the point where I probably could bring it in after a couple of hours, but by then I'm over it. I'm like, nah. I'm done for the day. She says it's stayed dry for 3 days now. She said they have had a bit of a cool wind, but still, she says 18 degrees and dry. She says they're forecasting rain for tomorrow in South Yorkshire. Yeah. So we actually got to 23, I think, last Thursday. It was predicted 22. Then it was forecast rain. It was actually forecast rain Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Possibly even Monday. I remember looking at it at the beginning of the week and thinking, oh, what a nice, bank holiday weekend. Rain. Standard UK bank holiday weekend. But the rain, while it came on Friday, it then actually disappeared for Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So, what was it? I think it was a bit miserable on Saturday, like a bit dreary looking. So we didn't put any washing out. But yesterday and today we definitely have. And it's been good. I just feel like I get more done. And I really enjoy my pottering days when it's weather like this. So that always helps too. Oh. One little benefit to doing WIP and waffles like this is every now and then because it's a bank holiday Monday and it's a day off in the UK. Not for all, but it's considered more of an off day than an on day. Is I can just go take a break and go and have a brew sat in the garden, which is lovely at the moment. And then come back to it. And I end up feeling like I've had an off day, a day off, even though I've got some bits done. Which is why I love pottering days. Anyway. So Margaret, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she has just finished White Christmas. And she started the Christmas Owl from a Diamond Art Club. Go you with your Christmas in the summer. The weather has been matching Christmas quite a lot recently. But yeah, I think I've reached the point that I wouldn't be sorry if my Christmas picture was picked for my next diamond painting. I think I've reached that point where it is far enough past Christmas and past doing White Christmas that I would be happy if a Christmas painting got picked. But for that, I do need to finish. My round picture. I do feel like in the summer I don't diamond paint in the evening anywhere near as much. Last night, I was playing cards and stuff with the girls. When they went off to watch the Formula One race, I did do some diamond painting, but it was just a couple of paint gem minis because of the time of night it was. So I feel like my paint gem minis get done more in the summer and my diamond painting a bit less as the weather gets nice. I don't know whether that's just because the days are longer, aren't they? With the sun being out for longer, the days are longer, which means, yeah, I just don't get to it anywhere near as much or as soon in the evening. I have a couple of times, though, decided to not sit at my drafting table with my current painting, and I have taken it out onto the couch. But you'll see in my drafting table setup, it is very close. It's like really close, as though we're in the same room, even though I'm in my craft room. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, sometimes I just want the comfy couch. The comfy couch rather than my comfy chair. Melissa, she says, hey Rebecca, she said she's happy to hear that I had a lovely birthday. She said, did you receive the Moonpig card and gift from Jack, Lola and myself? She said it's her eldest birthday today, which is the 2nd of May. He's 20 today. She says, how did that happen? Yes, as soon as they hit that age, it makes, yeah, mine are not quite all 20 or over, but they're close. 3 of them are. In fact, no, they are. They are all 20 or more. Oh my goodness me. See, this is when it gets really tricky, when you lose track. Catherine turned 20 this year. So yes, it definitely makes you feel old. But yes, I did get your card and lovely sweeties. I'm sure I said in a video, was it maybe in the Sunday video and not the Thursday? I'm not sure, but yes, I did. Greatly appreciated, and they have all gone. Doesn't take long for me to get rid of sweeties in this house. That is for sure. They go so quick. Especially with me about. Jodie, she says, please can she ask, she says, what glue dots do I use? I use our glue dots that we sell in our shop. I was going to go and grab a packet then off the side, but Caris has borrowed them for her wedding invites that she's doing. Not her wedding, her friend's wedding. She's doing the invites for her. And she's grabbed both my boxes off the side. But they are on the website. They are sticks to glue dots are the ones that I use. And I find one of them works perfect. Occasionally, dependent on the metal tip, I may need to put in a little bit more than one. But more often than not, one is just enough to pop into a pen tip to work. Liv's Dotting Den, she says, hi Rebecca, she says she hopes that I am well. She says she's not liking the British weather at the moment. She says as she can never get her clothes or coat choices right. She says she does go into the office a few days a week. In the morning it's cold, so she wraps up and then she's melting by the afternoon. Or she doesn't have her big coat with her and then it rains. She says umbrellas don't agree with me. Well, I can concur on the umbrellas. I don't use an umbrella. I don't think I've used an umbrella since I needed to push a child in a pram. And I've just never picked one up again. I just can't be doing with them. To be honest, I don't really have coats with hoods either. So I either just get wet when going from one place to another or stay in the house. But yeah, it is all about layers in this weather, I think. It is all about making sure that you have enough layers on that you can remove them as and when you need to, because it cannot make up its mind, and you can have multiple different weather options in one day at the moment. It just does not want to play nice, does it? At all. She also says, clothes horses can be lethal. She says, watch your fingers, as she is forever trapping hers when she's putting it down. I used to have one that was more prone to doing that. And it was just when you had to sort of lift up the little bar at the side, and it would love to shut itself down. To be fair, when we do have ours up now, we tend to have them up in front of a couple of bookcases in our bedroom, so they are out of the way, like they're the furthest place away from the door. So once they are up in the winter, they tend to just stay up. For the first time since autumn last year, I took them down the other day when I got to the bottom of my washing baskets by putting things out on the line. I actually folded them down, and then the weather went a little bit off, which is fine, because as long as we have, you know, only the odd rainy day, then I don't mind. But I have a couple of days where I don't do any washing, and then as soon as it's sunny again, I put it out. But Catherine came home with 3 loads of washing, so the maidens went back up. She did a couple of loads and put them on the maiden, and then I got her bedding dry on the line a day or so later. So yeah, they don't tend to go up and down, like they're not in, you know, like the path of travel, should we say. Though I would still much prefer a better place to be able to put my maidens, like in a cupboard or something would be ideal. I would love to have like a big enough airing cupboard to just throw the maiden in there. Carrie says hello again. She says their weather has been rainy and around 35 to 44 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 1 to 6 degrees Celsius, she thinks. Oh my goodness me, that's cold. 0 degrees Celsius is freezing, so that is cold. She says where she lives in Duluth, Minnesota, she says they have the big Lake Superior that gives them the lake effect wind. One of their sayings they're known for is, it wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the wind. It's amazing how much the temperature can cool with wind. Which, you know, a breeze is nice. Wind, not so much. She says she doesn't dry her clothes on the line. She says mostly because they go to their parents to do laundry and they have a dryer but no line. But when they were little, she said my grandma did, and us kids would fight over who got to take the laundry off the line to smell it. I wish my kids would fight over who gets to take it off the line. I don't know. I don't mind putting it out, but I really don't like bringing it in. I do prefer taking dry washing off the maiden, I must say. I prefer taking dry washing off the maiden or clothes horse than I do to taking it off the line. Now, whether that be just because they are in our bedroom and therefore I can put things away as I go, or I can at least sort it into, like, you know, the wardrobe's the other side of the bed to the maiden, but I can, you know, create a wardrobe pile and put some of the other bits away as I go. Whether it's because of that, I don't know. But yeah, you sort of fold it into a basket and then you still have to bring it into the house and sort it into what room it goes in. But I will take that over having to have the maiden up, and I will take that in the fact that they dry in one day. So, you know, it's one of those. There's pluses and minuses. You win some, you lose some. But yeah, I'll take line drying over anything, any day. She says the person who asked if she's tried acupuncture, she says she hasn't. She says mostly because her insurance doesn't cover it, and she can't afford to pay for it out of pocket. She says, but she has tried dry needling, she says, and that didn't help at all. She says, but thank you so much for the suggestion. She says she did, however, just have 2 days in a row without a migraine. She says that makes 4 days since she got Botox without migraines. She says, which isn't a lot, but it is still amazing. Any improvement is a win. She says it's been daily since February of 2023. So to take 4 days in a row, I would count that as a very big win. She says, thank you again for the wonderful waffle, and hope I have a wonderful weekend. Thank you. I have done. I've had an absolutely fantastic weekend. I love it. I love the bit of everything that I have at the weekend. Okay, I'm trying to work out where to go now. I've done my bulk of yellow. I do feel like I should go back up here because of all the red. But I also feel like I could maybe get this bit boxed in and then concentrate on those 2 little bits. So I'm going to do this down here and sort of try and tie it in so I'm only looking around up here for now. This has just got so much confetti in this section, which is nice, but you just sort of need to approach it by what's shouting at you that it needs filling in. And at the moment it's this, because everything else is concentrated up there. So I feel like I need to get this going up there a bit more. And it may change when I get to up here. I may find that this is what's staring at me, which is why I sort of go with the flow a little bit as I'm doing this. And I think I'm going to end up with quite a few bits that just need like 1 diamond. I think that only needs that one. Double check me other areas before I go for my next. Where's my percentage symbol? Over here. Kim, she says her car stays in her garage 90% of the time. She says, and she still has bird poop on her car. Okay, maybe in that case your washing would not be safe. I don't know that we end up with bird poop on ours anywhere near that much. She says she agrees with Grey Legrand. She says my clothes on a line would be the perfect target for those crazy birds. And while we do have birds about, as you know, we have shown with Luna's shouting at them in the past, yeah, we haven't really experienced them pooping a lot on the line. Now, whether it's just because there isn't somewhere to perch as much around where the washing line is, maybe, I don't know, but I'll take it that we haven't, and it doesn't mean I want them to start, so we'll go with it. Right, let me just find my next one, which is a pin. It's this one. Marilyn, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she got her tray bundle and she's been using them this week. She says she loves them. She says she's on the Paint Gem doors at the moment. She says she loves my WIP and waffles and she's so glad that she found me on YouTube. Well, hello and welcome, Marilyn. I'm so glad you're happy with the trays. I absolutely love them. My daughter is telling me off for colours that I'm missing though. She's like, I need this shade. I need this shade. And I need to look at what yellows you're doing next because I don't like these yellows. Or because she wants it to fit in with the right aesthetic and hue when she is doing when she's done my tray storage above my drafting table. Apparently she's gotten picky over what works there and what doesn't. Have I not just done that one? Have I just done that one and completely missed them? Completely missed all three of them. I've done that symbol as well. Sure, I've done that symbol already today. Okay, maybe I am a bit more switched off than switched on today. Let's get those filled in so that I can forget that I've had to put it in twice, and I'll do the same with these. Kaz, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she hopes I am well. She says the progress that you have made, she said, is brilliant. She says she's so tempted to get this, but she is holding off for the moment. She says she's on the last row of Mutiny, and she's hoping to finish it today. She said, fingers crossed. Well, I hope you managed to get it finished. It is absolute. I love finishing a project. I really do. I feel like it's been a while, even though I have recently finished my Paint Gen mini sets, you know, which is a finish, and I did enjoy that. It's not the same type of finish as finishing a big one, I don't think. Because you do get the excitement of finishing a painting for each individual mini painting. And I get that excitement. That excitement to me is bigger than the excitement of finishing them all, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But yeah, I think after having so many 30 by 40s that sort of all got finished close to each other, I feel like it's been a long time since I've had another finish. So I am going to be focusing, I think, a little bit, try and focus a little bit more on finishing up my Fox Woman, so that I can get myself another nice big painting kitted up to take me, you know, sort of through the background of June Waffle. But I will be taking, I'm going away to Centre Parks. Maybe I need to kit up another Paint Gen mini set in my travel case, in my take away with me case. I might do that. I might do that this next week. I'm actually getting quite excited now that I can slip in another kitting up. Okay, I may end up moving, showing you my drafting table area. I'm going to have a relook at next week's schedule, because we do have the June Waffle kitting up is coming up soon, and I am hoping to finish this round painting before the end of May, which is still plenty of time, but I'm hoping to finish that before the end of May and get a new one kitted up before the June Waffle starts. So quite often I like to try and fit things in that are like a nice finish and a new beginning before I start things like the June Waffle. But if I am going away to Centre Parks, I do want to take Paint Gen minis with me. And I could, you know, because it is, you unpack from your car, you know, and we can carry stuff in before we then go, you know, you go and park the car at sort of the main car park and then don't touch it for the time that you're there. I can potentially either take a big painting or take these few mini Paint Gen mini sets that I've already got kitted up. I could still take them. However, I know what it's like when we've gone in the past, and the Paint Gen mini, just the Paint Gen minis in its own little box, actually works really, really well. Because while there is space in the apartments, and there's quite a fair amount of space, it's not fun. I don't feel like I want to take my, you know, a bigger painting and take my little fold-up table and then the case that goes with it and all that. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's sort of invading the holiday space a bit too much. So I might have a look at my schedule and see if I can squeeze in kitting up a Paint Gem mini set to take away with me. And then what I might do, if I've got any left when I come back, I might just mix them in with my other 3 sets and just do them. Or I might keep them to one side until, in case we go away again, though I doubt it. So yeah, I might mix the paintings in with my others, and then, yeah, we'll see. I might do that. So I might end up shuffling about my my drafting table setup. But it is a video I'm planning for like this side of June Waffle. So it will happen eventually. Right, I've shifted over to the umbrella side because now I feel like this is all sort of connected. I've got rid of these bits that I, you know, don't want to end up missing. And then I'm going to move up to do the umbrella, but I am keeping an eye out for any of them appearing over here, which so far they've not. They might do. They're slightly different sort of shades of pink and red, but we'll see. Ashes, she says, thank you for your WIP and waffles. She said she loves listening along while she's working on her own WIP. She says, have you ever listened/read the LJ... Sorry, camera cut me off. She says, have you ever listened/read the L.J. Ross series of books based on places in the north of England? Yes, I have. She says she loves that series as someone who lives in the northeast. She's visited both of most of the places. She says the books are definitely worth a listen to, although if you haven't already. Yes, I am sure I can envision the front of the book with the author's name, L.J. Ross. I think is it L.J. Ross is the author, or is Ross? It's been a while, and I say it's been a while because I have been on my J.D. Robb reread for a bit. But there's a couple of series that I think I've sort of ended up picking up all of them and listened to all of them, and then I don't listen to them for a year or two, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, they got a new one out, and then I'll re-listen to them. But I am pretty sure that I have read that one. Oh, there we go. First book is named Holy Island. Yes, I have. And she says the author has a couple of series. Yes, it's is there a couple of series with like 2 different detectives, but they do sort of like, they do reference each detective in each one, I think. Like one of them follows one detective and one of them follows another, if that's the one I'm thinking of. But yes, I do like those books. I think I've read them all. They're not... I would potentially reread them again. They're not as high on my list as J.D. Robb, because I absolutely adore the J.D. Robb series, and I can remember the people in that one and the storylines so much easier. Now, whether it just be the way that Nora Roberts writes, or whether it just be because of my love for the series, I'm not sure. But yes, I have listened to those on Audible. And I'm still working through my re-listen at the moment. But yeah, that is a good series. I enjoyed it anyway. I need to bring in my phone at one point. I've got a couple of series. I think there's another one. It's set in America. It's set in sort of cattle country, should we say. I'm not sure exactly what part of America it's in. It's set in, but it is more sort of, you know, cattle country, spaced out, big counties, all of that sort of jazz. And I think the sheriff's name is Kate. I really enjoy that series. And I think there's another one out, but because I'm in the middle of a reread, I'll pick that up when I've finished my reread. But yeah, I keep stalking for another insert of that one, another book coming out. I don't know why I enjoy it so much, but I really, really do. Sometimes I can't tell you why I enjoy a book series. I just tell you that I do. But yeah, I feel like I should bring my phone in at some point and have a look, because there's a couple, say the ones that I really like the series of, I do make a collection in my library, because then it's easy to check if I've like read the most latest one. There's another one, Robert Galbraith does a series, a private investigator series. I quite enjoy those. They're really long. They're sort of, you know, probably more detailed than they need to be, but it's nice. You feel like you are living the storyline along with them. So yeah, I enjoy that one. Anyway, that's enough book waffle. I am just dipping into pots at the moment to try and finish up these. And I don't think I've ended up with any of the pinks being the right shade. These are quite dark. I think if any of these had appeared, they'd have been in the top part of the umbrella that we did last week. So, and I'm going pot diving, which doesn't always work very well. Okay, where's my green? I'm definitely glad I didn't try and work case by case on this one though. I don't think that would have worked at all. I think I'd have been missing symbols left, right and centre if I didn't have some sort of flow and order to doing it. Lady Dax, she says she is actually watching this a day late as she thought yesterday was Wednesday. She said, obviously it was, as today is Friday. Love it. There are many a time, and for me it's normally first thing in the morning when I wake up. I did it on Saturday as well. For some reason I was like, when I first woke up and I'm thinking, what day is it? Is it Tuesday? And my brain's going, Tuesday. Why does Tuesday not sound right? Duh, because it's Saturday. Completely different part of the week. But yeah, I do it definitely in the first few minutes of waking up. It's like, what day is it? Like, you know, am I supposed to be getting a wriggle on and getting myself moving today? Or am I on more of a slow, take it easy, take it as it comes kind of day? It's going to really scupper me tomorrow when I'm packing orders and it's a Tuesday. And I'll keep thinking it's a Monday constantly. I know I will. Because the Monday's been a bank holiday, which is not normal. Lady Dax also says, she says their new fur baby has settled in well. She says, so well that his naughty side is coming out now. So P. Jelly has some training to do with him. This is where you may find the answer to your question of why did the other owners not want him. Maybe they didn't have the time or the patience to train this naughty side out of him. She said, especially as he climbed up to the top of her bedroom curtains. Hang on, sorry, I'm trying to find a symbol. Climbed up to the top of her bedroom curtains this morning. She says, with all the cats that she's had in her life, she said she has never had a cat do that before. She said she was told about 12 years ago that she is allergic to cats. She says, but she swears that they have got it wrong. She says, however, she is on antihistamines 24/7 due to her dust/pollen allergic asthma. She says she refuses to blame the cats. Well, maybe the treatment that you are taking for your dust and pollen is helping with the cats. But I am definitely allergic to cats. I remember when we found out that I was sort of allergic to cats as a child. We were playing hide and seek, I think. And I was hiding either behind a bush or in a bush, possibly, in our front garden. And we loved next door's cats. Next door had a couple of cats. And they came over and I was giving the cats a stroke. And then I must have got like an itchy eye, whether it was because of the cats or something else. And when I ended up coming out from my hiding place, can't remember if I got found or not, but I do remember them being completely shocked because my eye had swollen up huge because of my allergy. And it's made sense ever since. My sister-in-law has cats, and yeah, one of my sister-in-laws has cats, and if I am ever at hers, they're quite furry cats or shedding cats. It does not take long at all before I am sneezing and yeah, all over the show. And I actually need more diamonds than what I have in my tray. So let me get those in for my little arrows. I'm getting there. But yeah, I can definitely blame cats, I will say. Right, we've got a long comment, so let's see if this comment takes us to the end of this section. But it's Mysterious Days. She said, the more that I have talked about / shown the walking in the rain kit, she says the more she is warming up to attempting such a big kit with so many colours. Woohoo! Getting somebody else hooked. See, once you've got people hooked to diamond painting in general, it's then getting them hooked to something that's a little bit more maybe out of their comfort zone, but still enjoyable. She says maybe next year, as she does have a few other huge Diamond Art Club kits that have a lot of landscape type work, which isn't her favourite type of work. And those are going to be challenging enough. Well, yeah, I do agree. If you're going to take on a new challenge, like something like this, where you're, you know, deciding to do a painting that's out of your comfort zone and a lot more complicated, don't tie in something else that you find complicated with it at the same time. She says realistically she has enough large kits to get her through 2024. She has 4 left, 3 square and 1 round. Given it takes her about 1 to 2 months to complete one, she'll just need to purchase smaller paintings to like give herself that mental break between them. She also says with the washing stuff, she said it makes her think of how sometimes her mum needs to ride the washing machine. That could sound worse than it is. She said, as it spins out. So apparently there is an explanation behind this. Before we all think she's saying family secrets. She said it's a top-loading machine with an agitator. You know, the thing that's in the middle of the drum. She says, and it got placed on its side during delivery. Sorry, I'm on a lot of single hunting for diamonds. Yeah, and it caused it to be off balance. If the machine gets a little bit too intense with its spin, it will spin so hard that it literally walks forward. The walking washing machine. And the only way to stop it is with her mum literally sitting on the machine while it spins out the cycle. She said it doesn't entirely prevent it from walking forward, but it mostly does, and therefore it doesn't block them out of the laundry room. What a thing to have to do. And it's one of those, I suppose, as well, that by the time you've realised it's too late to sort of say, oi, delivery guys, broke my machine. Take it back, fix it, do all the things, and you just end up living with it. There's so many things that we end up living with. Oh, hubby put our front gate back on as well yesterday, actually. That was a good thing. Since it was fitted, it wasn't fitted with the right bolts, and it came off within about a week, and it never went back on. It's finally been done. Should have known. My battery decided, it was flashing at me, and I thought, oh, I've managed to say goodbye before it has a fit, but no. Anyway, yes, I can't remember what I was saying beforehand, but we have another section done. We definitely have more confetti coming up. If I peel these back, we have quite a bit, not so bad down here, but definitely quite a bit of confetti here. So I think there will definitely be some jiggling, maybe that sort of size section for next time. We shall see. If I've got more time, then I might peel back a slightly bigger section, but I still think that's sort of going to be 3 sections before that row's finished. So yeah, this is likely to be an after June, but that's okay. It's a Thursday project. It shall be finished when it shall be finished. And yeah, maybe during June Waffle I will work on getting diamonds and stuff ordered and filming that so that I can show you guys before I start my next one. But anyway, thank you all so much for joining me for today's WIP and Waffle. Do stay tuned. I can't tell you what's coming up in next week's because I'm going to have a quick look at my schedule and see when I can slot in getting a painting, or whether it be a small one. I may look at doing a small one. I may look at taking a Paint Gem mini set, but I need to make a decision on what I want to take away with us for the weekend, and try and squeeze in getting that ready. But yeah, thank you so much for being here, and I'll speak to you all again soon.